here in Savannah, Georgia. And in this video, I'm talking about the best and the worst attractions of Savannah. Now, you see in this video, there is a vessel approaching, and I've got this on about 5 times normal speed. But you may or may not know that Savannah is one of the larger seaports on the east coast of the United States. And this vessel, usually you see 2 or 3 of them come up every day containing hundreds of different containers. That's what brings me to Savannah. I'm here fairly frequently because I do business with the port. On a recent trip, my wife joined me. We spent the weekend in Savannah, did a lot of the normal tourist type of attractions, and she has a few opinions as well that we'll share. Let's start with one of the best things about Savannah, and that is just the layout of the city. There are something like 26 parks in Savannah. And these parks, almost all of them feature large oak trees with Spanish moss hanging down, kind of the picturesque view that you might have in your mind of what Savannah should look like. The biggest and most famous park is Forsyth Park. This is a sprawling park. It has all sorts of beautiful trees. There's a lot of people there too. Most people think of this park, they think of the water fountain that's there. And you can take some pictures. There's vendors on Saturday that you can buy things from as well. If you're in Savannah, do a ghost tour. This is a fun town to do a walking ghost tour in. There's a lot of history here. Your tour guide will probably have a number of stories, and we'll probably mix that with a little bit of the history of the city. And you're likely to walk around a number of the different squares and parks. It was a fun experience, and we are glad that we did this. These usually cost about $20 a person. You can do them later in the evening. We did ours earlier, so we didn't get as much of the scary ghost stories, but we saw a lot more of the city, so take your pick. It was a lot of fun. Hey guys, I got my Vinny Van GoGo mask on to go to Vinny Van GoGo's Pizza. Best pizza in Savannah. Woo! On my list of best things to do, or in this case, eat in Savannah, I've got to include a favorite of mine, and that is Vinny Van GoGo's Pizza. This place serves hot, huge slices of pizza, and it's cheap as well. You come here, and it's a great little meal. Is it the best pizza in the world? No, but it's fun to go here. Every town needs a Vinny Van GoGo's. I love this pizza. Big, hot, fresh, inexpensive. What's not to like? If you're randomly walking around downtown Savannah on a weekend evening and you notice a super long line at an ice cream shop, you have discovered Leopold's ice cream, which has become very popular in recent years.
Why are we here?
Because there was a long line.
There's a long line. We're only here.
The line for this place can literally be half hour to an hour long depending on when you come. Now, is it worth the wait? Absolutely. The ice cream is really good and creamy. And we actually made friends with some other tourists who were waiting in line with us. And we enjoyed our ice cream with them for a few minutes afterwards. This place also is legendary because it is supposedly the place where Tutti Frutti ice cream, the flavor Tutti Frutti, was invented. And the blueberry I tried here was just fantastic as well. The chocolate, out of this world. And so, is it worth it? Yeah, probably.
World famous, right here in Savannah. Hour-long line. Going back here, we'll see if it's any good. Okay, what about Leopold's? Totally worth it?
I would say yes, it's worth it. I mean, it's not something you're going to go to and say, oh my gosh, if you go to Savannah, you have to go. But after the wait, it's decent ice cream, it's nice and creamy, then it was good. It was worth the 30-minute wait.
Worth the 30-minute wait. Leopold.
Savannah is a good eating town. There are some great places to eat. I'll tell you, there's a place called the Old Pink House that I've tried to get into a number of times, but you got to get reservations way ahead of time. It's always busy. This place I do recommend though. It's called Treylor Park. That's Treylor Park Restaurant. It's very much a southern restaurant. The menu is unique and creative though. They have these waffle fries that are to die for. They include bacon and all sorts of cheese and chicken on there. And also, how about this? PB&J Chicken Wings. As a connoisseur of fine chicken wings, and as a once long ago, very brief resident of Buffalo, New York, I can tell you what good chicken wings taste like, and these are unique and savory. That peanut butter, dipping it into that sweet jelly. If you love chicken wings, you've got to try the Treylor Park PB&J Chicken Wings while you're in Savannah. Not everyone will agree with this next one, but if you're in Savannah, you've got to go to River Street Sweets. It's actually become a bit of a chain now. I've seen these stores throughout the South, but the original River Street Sweets is located right in Savannah, right along the River Street Walkway. You come here and it's a fantastic candy store. Yes, it's touristy. Yes, stuff is overpriced, but while you're here, get you a sample and then buy some pralines. You can take these with you. They're expensive. It's $4 or $5 for just one of these pralines, but it's worth it. Go here, enjoy it, and make sure to brush your teeth afterwards because these are about the sugariest, sweetest candy you're ever going to find. Talked a lot about food. Let's talk about entertainment. One of my favorite piano bars anywhere is here in Savannah. It's called Savannah Smiles, named after that old 80s movie. Now, this place is a lot of fun. There's always a lively crowd, and the entertainment's great. Some talented musicians, and the crowd gets going. Even on weekdays, you'll find a good crowd here. Now, this place, it says right as you walk in, this is not your daddy's piano bar. Actually, it is. A lot of the songs here are classic rock songs. If you're in your 20s, this might not be the place for you. Most people are 40-something or plus. But the music's good, and it's a lot of fun to go. So far, we've talked about things that I would say are the best of Savannah, and it's not a comprehensive list. There's plenty more that could be included on the best of list. That said, there are a few things that I'm going to say might be the worst of Savannah. And first, a warning. Much like in Europe, one of my recommendations is you go to Europe, and oftentimes the best restaurants are not right in the town square. Sometimes they're one or two streets off of the town square. Similarly, Savannah, River Street is the main drag. There's a ton of restaurants on River Street, and a lot of them, in my experience, are mediocre, where the food is not so great, and it's quite often very overpriced. Make sure to do some research, go onto TripAdvisor, go onto Yelp, and make sure that the restaurant you're eating at has some good reviews. We dined at a place here that was very mediocre. The service was poor. The views were great, but these crab legs cost like $60. And for half the cost, you could get something better at Eat at Joe's. So just be cautious of that as you look for a place to dine in Savannah. The best places are not always on River Street in the dining district.
One thing we've learned about Savannah is there are good places to eat and some not so good places to eat. We tried a diner that was really popular online, and the food was, what do you say, not that great. But nearby was the famous Forsyth Park and fountain, so at least we get to enjoy this after a mediocre breakfast.
The diner I was referring to is called Clary's. This place is very popular, and I do not know why. It was featured in a movie a number of years ago that had Kevin Spacey and John Cusack, and it is very close to Forsyth Park. But the service here, not so great. There's oftentimes long lines to get in, and the food, is worse than you'd find at like an IHOP. It really was bland food, definitely on my worst of list in Savannah. Yeah. Wrapping up, I'd say Savannah is a fun little town. Not a place where you could stay a whole week. I think you can see everything there is to see in 2 or 3 days. But a fun place, a lot of good places to eat, and I look forward to coming back soon.